In this video, I'm taking a road trip across California, seeing Yosemite for the very first time. I'll also be testing out my very own 35mm film camera. I'm gonna be interviewing one of my favorite photographers and of course, taking a lot of photos along the way. Welcome to a California road trip photographed on 35mm film. Today is an incredibly exciting day for two different reasons. The first is that it's the start of a good old California road trip. Gonna take some photos, and the second reason I'm so excited is because today I'm interviewing one of my favorite photographers of all time, and that's why we're going to Oakland to interview Todd Hido, who, if you follow this YouTube channel for a while, you'll know is a very inspirational photographer for me. And then I figured because we've already made the trip up to Oakland, we might as well go take some more photos while we're all the way out here. My friend Jimmy just flew in from New Jersey to help out with the interview and to do this trip with me. I'm in the phase where I'm looking for new inspiration, and that's what I kind of hope to find on this trip, is just to try some new things photo-wise, to hopefully come out of this inspired in a new landscape that I haven't seen before. I just wanted to make a vlog out of this trip to share the photos that we take with you.
The same image, however it's reversed because like I shot this one at night and it's exactly the same place. I find that I go to like similar places often because some other Greek statue, this one I love.
We just wrapped up the interview with Todd Hido. We're sitting on the Bay Bridge and I feel so inspired for two reasons. Firstly, because just from a personal perspective, like being able to interview this artist who I've admired for so long was amazing. And the second reason is like just the wisdom that he shared. There was so many incredible pieces of information and just like guidance, I think, for photographers like myself in that interview that I'm just so stoked on, because I think it was just such a valuable conversation from him. Thank you, Todd, for taking the time out of your day to spend 3 hours with two kids and a video camera. I think we made something really special, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Well, I just finished the first roll on this brand new Leica CL. Is it a good idea to trust a camera you've never put a roll through on a brand new road trip? No, but I trust that it's been repaired well by Red Dot. I'm gonna open this up now because I genuinely don't know what film I loaded. Are you kidding me? I thought I put in Portrait 800 for sure. Lomo 800. When is this expired too? I don't even know. I would say I've had this in my fridge for years. I think that should work. That'll be fun. I will always over advance a little just to make sure that it's winding properly, especially on a newer camera. next morning, we woke up super inspired from the previous day, from the interview, and we headed out into the city at sunrise to catch some of that beautiful morning San Francisco fog. Not expecting to find this fog this morning, but it is so beautiful. It was completely clear at our hotel, but just a little higher in elevation, and it's just completely fogged out. For this trip, I do quickly want to explain the cameras that I'm using because it's a little bit different than usual. First off is this Leica CL, which is the main camera that I'd be using. This was gifted to me by Gene and it was repaired by Red Dot Repairs. When I got this camera, it needed a lot of work. It needed a CLA along with a few other things, and Red Dot took care of that, and this was my first trip using it. Now, in addition to the Leica CL, I do want to share something that is pretty special to me, and this is a new product that we've been working on over at LongWeekend. This is our LongWeekend 35mm reusable camera. If you don't know, LongWeekend is a bag company that I started with my girlfriend Allison about 3 years ago, and this is something we've been working on for a very long time. This is essentially a snapshot camera that is a reloadable alternative to a disposable. I've always loved disposable cameras as a fun way to take snapshot photos of your friends or your travels without worrying too much about an expensive camera, but I never liked how you had to throw away the entire camera after you shoot just one roll on it. So that's why we made these. I think like in Yosemite and San Francisco, should be a great place to test this thing out, really put it through its paces. I've shot a couple rolls on it so far, and obviously a ton of rolls on the different iterations of the cameras that we had, but this is the final piece, the final lens, the final viewfinder, the final flash. We've worked through so much with this thing, and I'm excited to really put this polished sample through some tests. That being said, I'm about to unload it. And this is once again unlike me, but in here, I was shooting some Cinestill. This was an incredibly beautiful morning. I love coming here to photograph the fog, and I was really happy with some of the images from both cameras. After this, we headed to Pier 24, which is an incredible photography space in San Francisco, specifically to go check out some of Todd Hido's photos that are featured in the book that the interview was about. And we filmed in this room to get some B-roll for the interview video, which was really cool. Pier 24 is an incredible space, and if you haven't been, I highly recommend it. Shortly after, we headed to SF MoMA, which has a huge photography exhibition up currently. If you're in the Bay Area, I can't recommend this enough. The exhibition starts at the invention of photography and goes all the way to present day. There are both up-and-coming photographers as well as established photographers in this exhibition, and it is a massive collection. In the exhibition was a room focused on Yosemite, which was really cool to see, especially considering this was our next destination on the trip. This was my very first time in Yosemite, and going into it, I didn't really know what to expect. As soon as we got there, I was just absolutely blown away by how beautiful the park is, and especially the scale of it. It is massive, and it's kind of hard to comprehend. We spent the next 2 days here just taking it all in and taking a ton of photos. It's been an insane night at Yosemite, and now we're at this kind of very famous, picturesque spot of this winding road. And it's super dark in real life, but I'm hoping that with a little bit of exposure, this will work because it's such a nice blue hour. It's our second day in Yosemite. We're spending the whole day here today, which is really exciting. I'm glad that we don't have to drive to our next destination today, and we have some time to really explore the park today, because yesterday we were up at Glacier Point, which was absolutely gorgeous. The sunset was just beautiful, and the landscape was mind-blowing. The scale of it is hard to comprehend even when you're standing there. And I'm really excited today because we're going to explore the Valley of Yosemite, see what's down there, because it's a whole other portion of the park. I'm really curious to see what the light is like in the Valley of Yosemite, because it is a valley. I've been shooting exclusively on 35mm film, which I wasn't expecting to do. I did bring my Mamiya 7 with a bunch of film on this trip, but I'm really just loving the new Leica CL, and I can tell that it's been extremely well serviced, and it actually operates so much better than my last one. The shutter doesn't stick, everything is super consistent. I've also really been enjoying the LongWeekend camera, which like this is my first proper trip with the final sample. It feels really good, and to be able to actually put it to use in a place this beautiful is really fun as well. So yeah, I'm excited for some more 35mm photos. I think we're only just getting started here, and we're gonna drive into the valley now. Now we just need our own film. Even though this is technically the worst camera, I feel like I'm also just having more fun with it because it's just not that serious. Just so fun for snapshots and fits perfectly in the pocket. Only complaint I have with the Leica CL is that if you have a tripod base plate, it's got to come off before you reload. That is a major design flaw. Major. We came back out to the same spot that we were at last night at Blue Hour, which is like the photo of the road that everybody has shot when they come to Yosemite, but we weren't sure if we got an interesting photo of it yesterday at Blue Hour because it got dark kind of quick, so we came back, and today there is some beautiful clouds going on. A little bit of rain, but like in a good way. It looks so nice. I'm gonna take a photo. There it is. So that was my trip to Yosemite. I enjoyed it immensely. I want to talk just a little bit more though about these cameras because this is a huge undertaking for Long Weekend, and I'm really excited about our collection that goes live for pre-orders today. Like I said, these are cameras that are intended to be an alternative to a disposable. We've always loved disposable cameras, but we hate throwing away the entire thing. And even though they're meant to be recycled, I think a lot of the times that doesn't happen. And it just feels silly to keep going through different cameras every time you want to shoot a roll. Not only do I think they look a lot cooler, but they're much more sustainable than a disposable. Now you can reload it, reuse the camera, and of course, choose whatever film stock you like. You're not just limited to one film stock with this thing. I think they also just look amazing, and I'm so excited to add this to our collection of products. Like I said, we also have a backpack, camera cube, camera wraps, and film pouches coming out for pre-order today. So it's a huge day for us, and we've been working on this for what feels like ages. A lot of you may have caught a sneak peek of the backpack at some point because I was just testing it for like the past half year, and it snuck into some videos, but I'm really proud of it. It is a great backpack for everyday use that can be turned into a camera bag with a camera cube if you want more functionality or just protection for your gear out of it that way. A huge thank you to the team who made it all possible, and there is a lot more information on Moment's website where you can find all the products. That is going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week with another video. Peace.